Alright, what is up everybody? I am the Night Owl, and we are back for some more Dominaria United. Um, my second draft. I really haven't done any that I haven't recorded yet. Last time we went 4-3, and all three of our games we lost to pretty heavy pressure. We lost to pressure for the most part, so I'm going to kind of be keeping that in mind. I mean, I don't want to let one draft bias too much like how I feel about the format just yet, but I think it is notable that like all three of the games I lost, I didn't get nobody was able to grind me out. I lost all to just pressure. All right, we have our standard 8 seat holdout. Here we go. Okay, so let's see what we got. Well, I'm not starting with a waste or an ancient. I don't really like any of my first picks here, at least when I look at the rares and uncommons. Mossbeard Ancient's fine, but it's just too expensive. I don't want to start with that. Blight Pile could be an interesting way to start a draft. I think this is an important Defenders Matter card, probably. I don't think that this, well, creatures you control. So this isn't like a Anthem effect in the sense that it gives it all to all your creatures, which is way better than I thought it was. But it's a multicolored card, and it makes you lean on sorceries and instants. I mean, blue-red is the color that's doing that, but you still, that's not free, you know. Beyond that, the sleeper's okay. I think the common I like the most is Phyrexian Rager. That seems like a weak start. This card is good. Maybe so I typically don't start with cards like this. It's a little too committed. I don't like the multicolor. I don't like the spells matter necessarily, but the rest of these picks are so weak that like I think maybe this would be a good place to like take a shot and start. I think the other pick would be the Blight Pile. Maybe I should have went with that. Hard to say. Logamos. Do I care about this card? It's a 3 mana 1/3. Create a elemental. Your hand only have 5 or more creatures at this turn. Not really. It's not very special. It's just a normal 5-drop, not special. This is a blue-red card, but it's not very good. I don't think. Creature blocks this turn if able. You can set up some stuff with it. 4-man 2/5 in the list. Could take Miasma again. I'm unsure how I feel about this card as of yet. It seems like it was really important. Like the games in which I lost, this would have been one of the best cards for me to draw, and I didn't draw it. But it's also weak against other decks. So it's one of those where it's like I think in the Premier format, like it might sneak into your main deck a little bit. I might keep it in the side otherwise. I really don't know here. There's not a lot of good options. This is a horrible pick, but I'm going to go with Timely Interference because I'm just going to try to lean into this and cut what's happening here, if that makes sense. I'm not excited about that. Super happy to move off of this. We have 3 lands. That's pretty intense. Probably going to pick one of them here. There's Rona. I'm not impressed. Coral Colony. Well, now I'm wondering if I could have gone the Defenders theme. Took the Blight Pile. Could still take the Coral Colony here. And then maybe like lean into that direction. There's also Pixie Illusionist. I could imagine this card being okay. I like Shadow Prophecy a lot. None of the red cards are good. So it's either like Molten Tributary, Shadow Prophecy, Coral Colony. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Let's take a Tributary. Maybe a bit early for these, but like none of these spells have been like really exciting to me. Semi-Healers or Semi-Herbalist is good, but okay, is this card good? Create an Ornithopter, tap artifacts, and you do it deals that much damage to target creature or planeswalker, so you need more artifacts, otherwise it's just going to ping. And then it makes it like a 4/4 until end of turn. I don't know, card seems kind of bad. There's a bunch of decent red cards here, though. I think I'm supposed to pick a red card. Actually, wait, Djinn of the Fountain. 6 mana, 4/4 flying. Gets +1/+1, exile it, or scry. Should I pick a 6-drop here? Other options are what? Hammerhand. I think I'm going to pick a 6-drop. The Djinn's probably better than Molten Monstrosity. Don't really care about Thrill of Possibility. The other option is Steel Crusher. Just take a decent 2-mana creature, start beating. You really don't need to like focus on your 6-drops too much, and this one isn't like insane or anything. I'm going to take it though. Actually, no, it's like pretty unimportant. I think it's better to just have cheap creatures to fill out my curve. I don't like this card. I don't think it's good enough. Decent white beaters here, but nothing special. Sea Scavenger, 3 mana 3/2, Domain, and it stacks your draw. Okay. Warhorse. I'm pretty far away from that. Oh, Flowstone Okay, this is actually a good card. This is like a shock, but it also can like you know, play something else. I think that this is probably going to be the pick. Amplifier, 2 mana, 1/2. If it's kicked, you can bounce, and it gets bigger. This is the kind of card that my deck might want, but nobody else is going to want these. I'm going to be the only person picking these if I do play the blue-red thing. Other options, Goblin Picker. I think this card's actually reasonable in like a late game play, but I think Flowstone Infusion, it's like a shock clone, kind of. Furious Bellow, it's like super sure strike, which is actually kind of good. Haunting Figment. So I actually have like a number of picks for my deck here. So Warhost Frenzy. If I can splash the black source, this card actually seems good. Right? But do I just want the Haunting Figment as like a more reliable, just like beater that's gonna play with my cards well? I think it's probably better than the Furious Bellow. It's the Bite Down's the best card in the pack. I'm just gonna Bite Down here still. Man, I kind of want this, but I think I'm just going to take the Haunting Figment. It's going to be more reliable. Yeah. All right, so I think I'm in the right colors, even though the black and the green card here are good. So I don't think I'm going to be splashing the green. I could, but it's this card is like I'm not that interested in like doing what I would need to do to splash it. I guess I don't know. It's fine. But the problem is the other cards are not good. Like maybe I take Pixie Illusionist. It's very similar to Branch Rider, but it has evasion, and also like will allow me to cast more splash cards without. And it has the same problem that it has the green kicker cost, but it will allow me to like cast other splashes if I need to. And Broken Wings, Warhorse, Vivisector, Shield Wall, Sentinel, probably not. I'll just take Sea Scavenger. It's not good. I really don't like Impulse, even though I'm playing like a Spells Matter type deck. I really don't like cards like this. You just spend your time screwing around. Let's make sure I got creatures to fill out my curve first. Tolarian Terror. Yeah. Is it better than Smash to Dust? Is it better than Smash to Dust? I don't really want Smash to Dust that bad. I'm never going to play more than one of these. I mean, I'm never going to play more than one of these either. I'll take the Terror. I think it's fine. Impede Momentum. Now, this card is reasonable, actually. I wonder if I should play it. Like, I mean, it might be really bad, but if your deck is fast enough, like if you're playing a tempo-oriented deck enough, you put 3 stun counters on it. I mean, that's like essentially you just, if the game ends before then, I mean, you just Doomblade their creature, right? It's like Blue Doomblade. We're gonna try it. It's risky, and you really have to be putting on the pressure. Throw the possibility to fix my hand or another Pixie Illusionist. I think take the additional Pixie Illusionist, and then maybe look to try to find a green source at some point. I can't believe the Shadow Prophecy came around. That card's really good. Here. So what, if I have a 3-power creature, this costs 5. It's 5 mana, 5 trample. Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. Is it better than Shore Up? Do I want to Shore Up? Well, I took it. Oh, and look, the Amplifier came around. This is actually pretty good. And the Warhouse Frenzy. Okay, all right. So now we got something going here. Cards in your hand if it's kick draw card. So I think that this is the pick, both because I mean it's like in my colors and it's just kind of one of the best cards. Defender of the Faith is really good. Obviously, this card's quite good, but this is not where I'm close. I have a plan, right? Like the rate would have to be really insane for me to decide to move off of it at this point. There's the cool looking Contaminated Aquifer. Outrider. I think this card is pretty strong. But you don't really need to prioritize a 5-drop. Then like a bunch of fine stuff. Yeah, I'll take Fires of Victory here. Necromancer? It finds my shock. I mean, like, that's kind of reasonable. And Timely Interference, so I have like 2 spells that I could find off of it. Typically, I don't really like that kind of thing, but there's also the other Flowstone Infusion. Do I want the other Flowstone Infusion? This is kind of like putting a Flowstone Infusion in my deck, but it comes with a 3/3. I could take the Micromancer. Yeah. I think that's better. All right, actually sorting my stuff here. It's possible it could be the Infusion. All right, here, what do we got? Shadowray Priest, probably not. Sprouting Goblin. Well, again, if I splash the green, This guy turns into Borderland Ranger. Gives me some gas, plays as a 2-drop. I'm tempted, because the other option's like Academy Wall, but I think I'm really aggressive. I don't want to play the Defenders. I don't want Tolarian Terror. I don't need a Terror or a Monstrosity. Pack's just kind of bad. I don't really like this Sprouting Goblin here, but I think it's the pick. Another Warhost Frenzy, Thrill, Impulse. Bortook. Gotta tell you, I was a fan. I think we'll take the Aquifer, just in case. I don't really need it. Decent green cards here, coming around. This pack is going less good. This pack is going less good. I don't think that card's very good. I mean, it's probably fine, but I'm certainly not gonna go for it. We'll just take an Essence Scatter. I think that's fine. I need more spells though. Absolutely need more spells. Okay, this actually looks like it could be a combat research deck. I got 2 Pixie Illusionists already. I have like Haunting Figment who can become unblockable. I got a bunch of flyers. I got bounce and stuff. Yeah, combat research, even though it's not a sorcery or instant, I think will pair with what I'm doing here. It's not Meteorite. It's not Idyllic Beachfront. Yeah. It goes well with my Balmor Battle Mage Captain. Yeah. Oh, so some options here. Another Flowstone Infusion. I could take Rona's Vortex. I do have the Contaminated Aquifer to help with the splash on that, and it's a bounce. And I could find it with my Micromancer. Do I just want the Flowstone Infusion, though? A little more reliable. No, I think I'm gonna try the Rona's Vortex here. Like I said, I have Black Splash, I have the Pixie Illusionists to help me be able to cast it. And the reason I'm kind of going for this is because I think that this deck, being blue-red, it's going to be more important for me to make sure that I have some means of dealing with larger creatures. Like if I just have a bunch of Flowstone Infusions and my opponent casts something as big as 3 toughness, then what am I going to do, you know? Probably take Sacred Peaks. I don't want Academy Wall. I don't want Inscribed Tablet. I don't want Wrath, Weatherlight Stalwart. I mean, that card is kind of good, but I don't think I'm going to splash white, even though I took the Sacred Peaks. Yeah, Mesa Outrider. This card's fine. A little expensive for what I'm doing, but whatever. Alright, so a turtle. Now I'll take the infusion. I don't want the second timely interference. I'll definitely take the third infusion. Or second infusion. There are going to be opportunities to use this as a pump too, which is nice. Deck looks okay. Deck looks okay. Not incredible. I feel like it's like I'm going to be like attacking, like I'm going to be trying to apply pressure, but I just this deck does not want defenders. Doesn't want this Haunted Mire either, but I'm gonna take it. It's not the mana worker either. Don't want a second Frenzy. Do I want to throw a possibility? Yeah, we'll take it just in case. Probably won't play this. I don't like cards that like fiddle around with my hand all that much, but. All right, another combat research. We have a Hero's Heirloom, which does go good with my like unblockable and flyer dudes. Pretty decent. I think I might take it. What else we got? We got Kavu. Kavu. This card's actually good. Maybe I want Kavu instead. I don't know. How good is this equipment? How good is it? It's not bad. Makes all my dorks a little bit better. Kavu's a really good beater, though. And I have enough spells already. I think I'm going to take Kavu because this deck wants to play a bunch of sorceries and instants. You really don't have a lot of space for other card types, so it makes it dangerous to kind of sneak those into your deck. Wow, this guy's good. Jeez. So it's either Phyrexian Espionage or Hammer Hand. I don't think Hammerhand is good, but like I feel like it just fits the game plan the best. Like I'm worried about my ability to get through and actually apply good pressure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a little more all-in style. Take the Hammerhand. Najal the Stormrunner, 5 mana, 5/4. Sorcery tells us they have flash and text for 2, and you cast their next instant, just copy it. Well, this seems like what I want. Let's make sure I'm not just like picking the shiny here. There's Protect the Negotiators. No. Essence Scatter. No, 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 no. We'll just take this. Kill the Destroy Team, but I got the one. I got the one Peaks, but whatever. Yeah. Najal, you're on the team. All right, so we have Yoshi Declares War. I have no other artifacts, so they're just not going to be able to make that card good. There's another Tolarian Terror. I could try to slip Tori de Avenant in there. I could try to splash. It doesn't really seem like it's like a Anthem on a body. I mean, I suppose it's fine. Maybe I just take Furious Bellow. No, 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 no. I take Tangled Islet. I have the Pixies that I will want to splash. This is a good. This is a good spot to pick Islet. Here might just be Goblin Picker. I actually kind of like this card. It's not amazing, but like a 2-drop that like fixes your hand quality better. Like what else do you want? You know. Could be the Furious Bellow. I think I'm kind of filling up on that kind of stuff though. Again, I don't want another monstrosity. I want a thrill. I want a wall. We'll take a. Am I gonna regret this? Do I want the trick? Probably not. It's hard to have enough dudes. Actually, interesting choice. Do I want the Unblockable Haunting Figment or the Gitu Amplifier? I honestly don't know. I think I'm going to take Amplifier. This gives me a little more interaction. Hits a little bit harder. It's a little bit weaker if I'm not just chaining spells, though. We'll try it. So this will help me cast some sorceries, but like all my stuff is so cheap. Do I need the ramp? Not really. Like everything's so cheap. Oh, I do have. Actually, I'm gonna take Garna. Did I take it? Yeah. Okay. Because this might not actually be that hard to splash, and then because I'm attacking, this will actually like be a good closer spell. I don't really need additional counter spells. I'll take the Kabu here. Just take the good beater. What happened? Did I select it? It disappeared. Okay. Well, I have it auto-selected, so that's good. A third Flowstone Infusion, or do I want the Hero's Heirloom? I think I take the third Infusion. Am I overrating this card? It looks like Shock to me, with upside. I think I like it better than Heirloom. I have so many cards that want me to have spells. Like, all right, this came back around. This is actually a reasonable card for me to play. It's possible I splash this. It's going to be better than Impulse. It's going to be better than Protect the Negotiators. On this Furious Bellow came around, I'm not going to... I got enough stuff going on. I don't need to splash that. We'll take the other one too. There's no way I'm casting that Thrill of Possibility, right? No. I got too much. Oh, the Figment came back. Cool. Well, some of my picks worked out. So this deck, I'm a little nervous. I mean, you guys know me, though. I'm always nervous. All right, get out. I'm going to try to play this pretty... I mean, clearly it's an aggressive deck, but I mean, I'm going to kind of try to do the all-in thing. Like, I might play this Hammer Hand. Not typically the kind of thing I do, but like at a certain point, playing cards that are that aggressive like is the way to go. We'll start with these in. We'll start with this. Wait on the big guys. We'll see about the Hammer Hand. we'll play fires. Start with 1 bellow. Deck's filling up fast, though. I'll play the Sprouting Goblin. Even if I never kick it, I actually think that just it being a 2-mana 2/2 that has like the ability to turn my lands later in the game into useful spells, it just increases my card quality. It's the kind of thing where it'll like give me enough gas, ideally, to like reach the 20 points of damage I need. Makes sense. Steel Crusher, the Kabus, Outrider. See, I already got to make cuts, and I'm not even like playing my like fancier stuff. All right. I might be off of combat research. We'll have to see. The reason I say that is because I am so aggressive that like I don't know how much I care about like spending like trying to use this like risky spell to like first cycle when I connect and then maybe get another connect and I've done it, I've drawn 2. I mean that is good, but there's a lot of risks involved with this card when like my game plan isn't really to win by card advantage. Like do I need to take this risk to generate a little card advantage when that's not really like how I intend on winning the game? I don't know. I don't know if this card is good. It's annoying, I'll tell you that. I'll try it. I mean, I might run this with 16 lands even. So what am I not playing here? Well, I should probably play my Micromancer, right? Almost certainly. So this needs to get added. There's a chance I'm supposed to play one of these bigger creatures, but probably not, right? I think probably just Outrider and Najal. Like, these are both going to cost like 5-ish mana, right? And I got 2 5-drops here that are both better. No, I'm not going to sweat about it. Right. And then I could try to splash the Garna. I actually think this is a worthwhile splash. I'm going to try to do this. This can give you, like, not only does it give you a bunch of gas, but also, like, it allows you to like, get in positions where it's like you get your opponent low enough, even if I don't have attacks anymore, I can win the game from that spot anyways by just, like, having, oh, I can just, you're at, like, 4 and I have 4 creatures on the board or whatever, and you're going to try to, like, attack into me. Like, it's just not going to work, you know? So between the Pixies and the Aquifer, yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. So now I got to cut some stuff. What's bad? Yeah, I'm gonna cut the combat research. It's pretty much only good on my Pixies. I could put it on like Haunting Figment and then follow up with spells. That's fine. I just don't see the need to take the risk. I just don't. What else don't I need? Is this spell actually good? Well, how many spells do I have, and how many spells cards do I have that care about spells? Get 2 Amplifier. There's 2 of them. Balmore. I wanted the Micromancer, but I mean, I got a bunch. It doesn't matter. And then Najal. I don't have any sorceries except for Impede Momentum, so the flash part doesn't matter. But being able to copy stuff is really good. So I want to keep my spell count high, so I don't think I cut a spell here. I kind of want to cut Sea Scavenger. It's my weakest creature by a good margin. How many creatures do I have? 16? Yeah, I think I can cut Sea Scavenger safely. And then play this as a 16 land deck. Is that too low? Because I'm both splashing a green source and a black source. But I mean, they're both like I don't think I'm gonna put like any any basics of those colors in there, so it actually won't hurt that bad. So like this, and the Pixies will help me cast Garna, and the other half of Rona's Vortex. I'm also not playing the War Host's Frenzy. Should I be playing this card? Maybe not. I mean, it does let me get a big alpha in, and then it like lets me refill my hand. The problem with that is in a really aggressive deck, like let's say I do that play pattern, and it's like I attack and they block and I cast this and they trade and like I like get some cards back out of it. The thing is, like if I'm like an aggressive deck playing against a really defensive deck, it's like I still like my entire board presence gets destroyed, and so it's like it's hard to imagine winning on the follow up. Hmm. And having so many spells, this is another good reason that was probably good to cut combat research. Again, when you're leaning so much into spells, you really, the more that your cards care about you having creatures, like the worse they become, right? I mean, this card just is not good enough. Let me be clear. This card looks really bad, but it looks like it's like so like low cost that it like could actually do something and be okay and get a free spell into my deck. I have no idea how useful that blocks if Abel's going to be. Probably not. I think I actually want to play Warhost's Frenzy over it. I think that this makes some amount of sense. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now let's add some lands. I have 2 blue sources already, so we'll add 6 more islands. What do I like? Oh, these are some nice islands. They're very cool. This one looks very like nice and peaceful and placid and all that, but it just doesn't fit the feel. You know, it doesn't fit the feel of what I'm going for. We'll go for this one. Wait. Yep. So 6 islands, and then we'll go 8 mountains. Yeah. Which one? This one. Is that right? 16 lands for this deck. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cheap. Yeah, this looks like a deck to me. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see for round 1. All right, everybody, round 1. Let's do it. Wow, what is that? Oh, it must be from New Capenna. Character I don't recognize. What in the world? This hand is kind of bad, but I'm going to keep it. It's like bad in the way that I can't mulligan it. Like I have like cheaper plays. I got my lands and colors. Like I just doesn't seem where I want to be. I wonder if this impede momentum is going to be good. It's like this is the kind of card that it's like it seems pretty bad in the sense that it's like a really temporary effect. Like it's like card disadvantage. But again, if I'm applying enough pressure, it's actually fine. You know. So yeah, let's go for this. The kicker on this is really expensive, by the way. I don't know. This card doesn't seem incredible. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just get the Kabu going and attack. Well, first I'll attack with the Amplifier. Maybe they got a cut down. I feel like it's time. And we'll see how this goes. Oh, Fire is a victory. It's actually kind of nice. Well, I don't think I'm going to Flowstone Infusion this thing. Like, I don't want to cast any of my spells, really. So I kind of want to just get Haunting Figment down and leave Flowstone Infusion up, or do I pump the Kavu one? I don't think I want to pump the Kavu because there is the -2/-2 spell in black, and then also Flowstone Infusion. So I think pumping the Kavu into open mana seems bad. So I think I'm going to attack, play Figment, leave Flowstone Infusion up. The next turn I can start really like they have no defense basically, so I'm going to be able to start like actually applying a lot of pressure. A Snare Spinner. Yeah. Well, that's not going to get a Flowstone Diffusion. So what do I like here? I could Fire as a victory on this. It seems a little extreme. But then I get to attack for a bunch of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. and then I still have like cheaper tricks. I don't want to just like attack, and then I don't want to Furious Bellow into their mana here. I want to you want this to be one of the last spells you cast. Like I think it's better to Fires here, and then impede something on the turn that I'm going to kill them. So yeah, let's go Fires. Right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, depending on what they cast, this could be lethal. Because if they just, like, say they just tap out for a creature, I just go Impede Momentum, Flowstone Infusion on my Kavu, they die. Yeah. So we just go Impede Momentum. Sure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then +2, -2, right? But and that does it. Okay, well that worked out. Game plan successful. Opponent had a really weak defense. I mean, starting with Phoenix Chick, I mean, so it looked like their deck was really disjointed because, like, the Phoenix Chick Snare Spinner deck just doesn't really seem like a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just there's a little dissonance there. And this is if you're looking to improve your play, by the way, this is something that you really should pay attention to. Is not just like are my cards decent, but like how much like sometimes it's better, and I think I did it with this deck as well. It's often better to play lesser cards to have a more cohesive plan than to play just more cards of raw strength, which is a little bit what's happening. I know I'm like kind of nitpicking just a couple cards here, but it's something to consider. Anyways, round one. See you for round two. All right, round two it is. Man, people got all these intense avatars all of a sudden. What the heck? There's like so many of these I haven't seen. Yeah, this is gonna have to be okay. Not crazy about it. Looks like they mulligan twice, so I might be okay. Really hope I draw some more dudes here. So I tend not to like the blue-red spells archetypes for kind of exactly this reason. Like, imagine my ape here just gets destroyed. Like, I'm playing an aggro deck, but one that's like really super light on creatures and like can't apply pressure. Like, you really need to draw like a perfect mix of all of the things that you need. Otherwise, you just end up like in really awkward situations. Yeah. Um, I see no reason to just trade into this right now. So I'm just going to cast Kabu and pass. No reason to do that. Boy. Well, now what? I want to get... I suppose I just attack with Kavu and play Micromancer. I think that's the play. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't want to attack with both of these. I'm going to kill this Soul Tender eventually. I don't want to power pump this at all because it's too easy for them to kill it if I do that. I just want to tap on my mana, get my third Flowstone Infusion, and now I have a good board. And I have the ability to like destroy a lot of stuff and get a lot of blockers out of the way. Like, it's gonna be really hard for me to die now. An Essence Scatter, that's a nice draw. Do I need to play this mountain? Yes. You want to save some stuff for discard, but first of all, I'll still do this. They don't really have anything I care about getting back. We'll go 1, 2, or if they kill it, it's fine. All right, I got an Essence Scatter waiting in the wings. Nothing? Let's try it again. We might have something, but we'll see. Okay, the opponent just had a bad hand. But we take those, you know. It's important to remember. Sometimes you're the one who has a bad hand, and then you lose, and you start kicking yourself because you're like, oh man, I lost, I had a bad hand. But on the flip side of that, if you're going to beat yourself up when you lose because you had a bad hand, you got to be able to accept it when you win because your opponent had a bad hand. You know what I mean? All right, well, pretty fast 2-0. Let's go to round 3. All right, round 3. It is round 3 up against Yasu. Oh, this is a bad hand. I don't think I can keep it responsibly. This is much better. What don't I want? Probably the Warhost Frenzy. Seems really unnecessary. Okay. This hand isn't amazing, but at least it is a playable hand. I don't really have any of my cards that'll like help me like get through my opponent. It'd be nice if I could kick this, but I think it's better to just play it. Is that correct? If I didn't draw my Garna, that might be correct. Because I have a Garna in my hand, maybe the correct thing to do is wait so I can actually kick this so I can get my polluted aquifer or whatever the heck that thing is. There's merit to just playing this as a 2-drop. But I wonder if I need to take kind of a slower position. Like, what if I don't draw a land next turn? I think it's better to wait. I think I have to take the risk and draw a land because I just don't. I don't think I have an aggressive enough hand. Like, I'd have to rip like land to like have this not be awful for me. Yeah, like here I'll just get rid of this. It's fine. There's enough tricks, especially in red-white, that could make that bad. That I definitely want to just slam that. Also looks like my opponent's kind of an aggressive deck here too, so maybe I can take sort of a longer term game plan. Oh, maybe not. Okay. That's a good card. Well, we will start with the Pixie Illusionist. Well, now I kind of wish I'd cast the Goblin, because Illusionist is going to let me cast Garna. Doesn't really matter, though. I think it's still good to wait, I guess. Because hitting my land drop here is going to be really good. Or at least, like, important, you know what I mean? Nothing feels good about my position, but... No, I still think the move is to wait. Luckily, my opponent doesn't have like an insane offense going. I mean, I'm quickly falling behind, and they're going to have more spells to cast this turn. But some opponents could have had a start that like really puts me under the gun. So far, this is all fairly beatable. If I just play Flowstone Kavu, like it's like hard to imagine them attacking through it. First, I'll play this though with Kicker. Contaminated Aquifer still felt like the pick here in case anything happens to the Pixie, and then I don't have to use the Pixie for that. And then I'm just going to cast one of my 3 drops next turn anyways, right? I suppose I could have got Garnet down next turn, but I'd rather just play Aquifer or play Kavu, a Phoenix Chicksure. Some kind of trick. Yeah, all right. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I'll play Kavu. No attacks, because Illusionist can block the chick. Though I don't know if I want to. Oh, that's pretty... Boy, I feel like I could beat my opponent's deck with a cleaner draw. I think my best draw next turn is a land, because then I can go Micromancer, Flowstone, Infusion. Wow, that's really good for me. Wait, what? You wanted to attack with that this turn, pal. What are you doing? Okay. Maybe I'll save the Pixie then. I don't know. Just that. Well, there's no reason to block, because if I do, they'll just get to attack and then actually make it like a 2-2 next turn. Whereas like this might as well like block on Mesa Cavalier, so I think I just take the 1. Yeah, untap land here would be sick. Let's see it. Okay, alright. Now they can tap one of my defenders. So I might still be dead anyways. I have 3 blockers. I got a bunch of stuff. I got 1 Flowstone Infusion. Very passive turn from my opponent. More Host Frenzy looking bad. I'm going to tap something, yep. Right. No. Past blockers. I'm currently taking 4 like this. Is there merit? Should I block this with the Kavu and then Flowstone Infusion the Rager, or should I do it the other way around? I'm going to do it like this. Because this way, when I Flowstone Infusion the Rager, if they want to like get the damage in on me, which is the more important thing, then they won't be able to save. Yeah, see, they have to do this to save this. Lifelink and Indestructible. So right now I'm taking 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to 4. I can ruin this, and then I would still have, and then this will die, and then I'll still have like a couple blockers. Yeah, I think I kill this. I take a little more damage here, but I keep my blocker alive. Yeah. So currently taking 1 in the air, which is bad. I have 6 mana. Not good. I think the correct play is Najal, because it uses the most of my mana, and then one thing that'll save me is if I draw a Flowstone Infusion or something like that. A lot of danger. Hard to imagine winning this game, but it's getting close. It's getting close. Because they could tap 1 blocker, and then they'd have to do like an all-in attack to get 2 points of damage in and trade off 2 of their creatures. It's just not good. Yeah. So really I just need to draw something for the Phoenix chick. What they might do, too, is I think that they might set up like a double tap situation. Yeah. So we'll just cast 2 creatures. I don't see how I'm going to get out from under the Phoenix chick, though. Between that and the Clockwork Bridge, it's a lot of trouble I'm in. Maybe if I would have got Rona's Vortex and then like, but I needed that to be like a 1-mana spell that I cast out the Micromancer, so that's not really good. Yeah, so they're going to do the double tap, but it doesn't actually improve their attacks any, barring any, you know, depending on what effects they have in their hand. Am I dead? Yeah. Just let him do it. Let me get the damage in. All right, yeah, we got beat up just with a little bit of a slow hand. That's okay. That's okay. I felt like this was beatable. I was really stabilizing, and they didn't seem to have like a lot of like good means to get damage through. I think I still feel good about like the deck and all that. I just slow and awkward him. That's okay. Round 4. All right, moving on to round 4. We are 2-1. Let's see. Hopefully a little bit smoother than last time. Yeah, I don't like this, but again, I don't think it's a mulligan. Oh. Yeah, I really don't like how sensitive to sequencing this deck is. For like how good it ends up being, like it's like decent, like it's fine, but like, you know, it feels like the kind of deck where I'm like taking like a lot of inherent risks just in like deck construction and like what cards I end up seeing. Mm-hmm. Do I just infuse that right now? Do I just infuse that right now? I actually think I do. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to be like playing multiple Kabus and maybe tapping my land like into the Kabus a little bit. And what I don't want them to be doing is like attacking me. Like unlike the last deck I played, the gaining a couple points of life here and scrying actually will be a problem. I think maybe it's just better to do this. I have to try to put as much pressure on as possible. And I drew another Flowstone infusion. I don't think there's anything that punishes me for this in green-white. I got a scary board now. And I have a lot of ways to push the damage through. What do you got for me? A Griffin Protector. Okay. Boy, I would have loved a land. Do I want... How do I want to do this? I could just attack. Just play the Amplifier, I guess, and don't worry about the bounce because I have other stuff I want to do. Yeah. It would have been really nice to get the bounce on that, but I think it's better to just play it because I have a bunch of spells that I'm going to follow up with. And we'll see what they play. I basically just have a bunch of stuff to get by blockers. I feel good about my spot. Things could go bad. Always could. But... Well, I think I'm just going to tech with the Kavus and then play Micromancer. And then Micromancer is going to find Rona's Vortex so that I can get out from under literally whatever they cast. And it's going to be very difficult for them to win after that. I don't really see a reason to, like, especially when they got all their mana on tap, they don't really see a reason to try to go all in and, like, impede momentum or something like that. Like, yeah. So we'll just battle. Effects, you got spells. They're thinking. I don't know if they're flash creatures either, but because my hand looks the way that it does, I mean, I'm not too scared of it. Take action. Yeah, Vortex for sure. Okay. Okay, great. Opponent did not put up much of a fight there. I don't know what was going on the other side of the table. Definitely an advantage to putting pressure on, though, is that, you know, the slower your deck is, the more time your opponent has to draw something and figure something out. They didn't have time against that, so was pretty good. Cool. All right, 3-1. See you for the next one. Okay, round 5. It is round 5. Up against Stormblaze. Opponent goes first. Well, I have a good hand. Yeah. Okay. At least good enough. Yeah, I'll just... Do I just jam Amplifier? I think so. Yeah. They're going to get some attacks in with the Steel Crusher, but I think that's fine. Red-white seems like a decent archetype. It does. If you attack with both... Oh. Well, that's a good move. Interesting. So the haste on this becomes relevant just for the enlist. I like that. Here's a pretty easy Sprouting Goblin, right? Oh, I did it wrong. Oh my god, that was so bad. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's okay. That's alright. That was very foolish, though. Because now I can't cast my Garna. It's kind of a problem. I think I block. Kind of bad, but I want to pressure. That was a big misplay. Join forces. Siskin plus 2/2. Which do I want to die? Yeah, no, that was perfect. Okay. Now I can't cast my spell. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing this actually. I think this is actually like getting like a better board going, but especially when I'm holding all these lands is like actually better than getting any kind of damage in right now. Kind of counterintuitive, but like, oh boy. To any target. Dang. 4/4 first strike? Wow, I'm crushed. I'll play Balmore. I'll let them get their attack in if that's what they want to do. Then I'll probably sacrifice a Mountain to turn. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Which one do I do it to? I think the Defiler of Instinct, even though, well, no, they're both basically lethal anyways because Defiler, like, the reason I want to tap the Defiler is because then I can actually like trade with the Cyclops if I cast Warhost Frenzy. Though maybe it's actually more important to like tap this. Now we'll do this. Do I want Najal? No, Najal doesn't actually do anything. I think I need something better. Is that correct? Am I crazy? No, I think that's correct. I think the way that I win is I'm going to tap, get 5 damage in here. Now it's possible they just kill a red spell and kill my Figment with Defiler, but I can't do anything about that. You know what I mean? I have to risk it. Yeah. Uh-huh. So if I attack with everything, I mean, they could just block. I have to not take 6 next turn. I think I sacrifice a land, maybe? Because I have to block something. If I draw a red spell, I'm just dead. I think I actually have to take the risk and do this right now, because I don't think waiting, blocking, and then drawing a card, like I need to use my mana this turn, is the problem. Oh, yeah, did I play a land already? Now that's poor. Alright, so we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 if they all attack. Right? Yep. So all I need them to do is not have a blocker, not have a red spell, attack with everything, I can win the game. Wait, this has vigilance. Wait, tap that. Tap it. Yeah, and list. Do it. And list. Do it. I don't know why you would, but do it. Maybe if I draw Rona's Vortex? Did I use that? No. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there. We'll see. We'll see. I might have just won. It depends on what my opponent has and what my draw is. Oh, you can sacrifice stuff. I forgot about this. Nah, I just died. I just died at the Cyclops. Dang, dang, dang. I wish I could see what my next card was. I was real close to actually flipping that. All right, 3 and 2. Let's see. All right, well, that one was definitely my fault. I misclicked my goblet. I don't know if Garna would have saved me, but like maybe. It wouldn't have taken all that much. That's all right. Wow, well, here's a hand. They mulligan. I'll just start with the 1/1 flyer. Probably more important than getting the tap land, especially I got like a bunch of stuff to cast even when I like play this as a tap land later. Just get the 1-drop going. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No attack. You gonna die? No. Maybe just battle. An amplifier. A Flowstone Kabu, sure. What? Absolutely not. How do I want to do this? I think I attack with everything. And then I'll be able to pump, like, if I cast, like, Flowstone Infusion on something. But I don't really want to cast Flowstone Infusion on something. So I could just play the Haunting Figment, attack with these two, and then wait to cast the Flowstone Infusion. Maybe that's better. No reason to try to jam with this right now. Especially, like, they're actually in more danger than they realize, I think. So they might get aggressive and try to attack with this Kavu. Spider Goblin's pretty good. It's really annoying. There's a number of creatures that it kills in this set. I actually kind of like it. Yeah, they attack the Kavu. Yeah, it's fine. I could kill that, but I want to save my because well, now I don't. Ooh, I don't have double red for Garna. Kind of awkward. Oh yeah, I do, because I can go like this. I can go. Uh-huh. A 2/5 enlist. Okay. But I have no spells. Really could use a spell to cast proactively here, but whatever. Counter magic is a little counter synergistic, but I mean the card's good enough, like whatever. Uh-huh. Are you gonna enlist? Like make it a 5/5? Okay. Yeah, so I think I'll make this green. Cast this. It gives me the land drop. It's probably better than getting the point in. Do this properly this time. Take a mountain. See no reason to attack. Oh, okay. All right. I still like my position. Do I want to block that? I think I do, because otherwise they're going to start actually pounding me. Amplifier can't attack anyways. I'm going to start. I'm going to start attacking with Illusionist and getting better cards with Sprouting Goblin. Hmm. Hmm. Jeez, do I counter that? The problem is it kills my win condition. Not on its own, it doesn't. Man. man, I don't know. I think I let it live. I could come to regret that. I could come to regret that. It seems like I'm going to win the game by like going like crazy on Pixie Illusionist here, but we'll see. Oh, okay. That's a good card. Okay. And then I'm going to cycle a Sprouting Goblin on my turn. Okay, we got there. I was worried there was going to be like another Bone Splinters, and then I was going to like just like stall out or whatever, but all right, we got it. Oh, did I hit silver? Oh, the prestige. Look at this. All right, gang. 4 and 2. See you for the next one. Okay, round 7, 4 and 2. Round 7. Opponent goes first, but this is a hand, sure. Not crazy about it, but not something you pitch, I don't think. Have some interaction. I got one of my better cards. I got the ability to cast it. 2 of my better cards, actually. Micromancer's been really nice in this deck, I think. I'm holding. It's nice that I have 4 1-mana spells because I'm holding 2 of them, but I don't have to be scared that I'm going to draw my like only one. We'll see what happens. Okay. Really hope I draw land. If I could curve out with that, that's going to be great. But these Pixie Illusionists are a little weak. They're not bad. That'll do. Well, my opponent has colors. Okay, that's great. That's great. Maganoth Sentry, sure. Yeah. So do I cast Micromancer, or do I just get the Rona's Vortex going? I think I cast Micromancer to have more of a board presence, and then on the next turn, because I can still attack with Kavu into this, and then on the next turn I can Rona's Vortex with the Pixie. Now, if the Pixie dies, that's actually gonna be really bad because then I lose my ability to actually remove the Maganoth. But I think it's worth it. The other option is playing Garna, which actually maybe I want to do that instead. No, I can't play Garna because I don't have the double red, so that is off the table. That's actually been punishing me a lot. The mana on that is a little bit worse than I thought it was. I think it's too. I think I want to get Garna on the field, and then I will. Or I'm not sorry, not Garna. A Micromancer on the field, and then I will. On the following turn, I might bounce the Maganoth. Though I assume my opponent's got like a mil. Oh my god! You put an aura or equipment card from your battle. Okay. This card's absurd. 4/4 First Strike Vigilance Lifelink. So you just like can never ever win in combat ever. Pretty good. Oh, I didn't realize that was on me. I have all my Flowstone infusions. All right. So there is merit to like double killing this and then bouncing this, I guess, because I could still use the Pixie Illusionist to get double red to cast a double Flowstone infusion, kill this thing, bounce, hit for 5, and then they just recast it though, and I'm kind of in trouble. Whereas I think I'm just gonna. Not really getting incredible damage in, but... Uh-huh. Well, what do I think about this? I could attack with everything, cast Warhost Frenzy. Or I could just attack with 2 of these. They block, I cast Warhost Frenzy, and then I get the double card draw with the Pixie Illusionist. Alternatively, I could just go like Infusion, attack with this. I think I want to do that first because I want to set up the Warhost Frenzy later. Yeah, so we'll go... This is pretty inefficient, and it's also dangerous because they could have things that could save this, but... Yeah, that worked out. Okay. It's also a good sign that that was what they cast, because... Oh, yeah, so, okay, that's fine. Hmm. Well, now I think I'm going to cast Najal, so... Because now I can just like kill one thing with the Flowstone infusion. I can definitely kill this. I can also go double Warhost Frenzy. Uh-huh. Get a mountain. I'm worried that they're going to play the 7/7. Whoa, alright. To each creature and each opponent. Okay, well now I can't cast Garna. But now, that was kind of slow of them, wasn't it? Because now I can hit him for 8. Right. Or no, I can hit him for more than that. Or no, I can still hit him for 8. Yeah. Oh, hang on. You may pay 2 when you do cap. Oh, I see. So it's whenever it attacks. You cast your next instant. Okay. All attack. 2 attackers. Wait. This is lethal. Yes. Almost thought my way out of that one, but we got there. We got there. Well, that was an intense game. Opponent's deck was pretty good. This card was kind of scary. I see why they dealt 2 to everything, but I can't help but feel like maybe just getting the dragon out would have been better. Would have put me in a much worse spot. But hey, I'll take it. That worked. All right, cool. 5 and 2. See you for round 8. And round 8 it is. Round 8 it is. Let's see. Is this a hand? It's not great, is it? I don't think I'm mulligan it though. On the play, it seems risky. I don't like this hand though. It could turn around. It could turn around pretty quick, depending on what happens here. I've been less impressed with this card. I understand I just alphaed with it that last turn, but wait, what are you? I'm going to deal with this right now. That could get out of hand fast. A Bog Badger. Okay. Yeah, see, this is kind of what I was talking about. I've mentioned this a few times, but you get in these, like, I want to be applying pressure right here. Instead, I have all this dorky stuff like this. Like, Yeah, I don't think I'm going to want to Flowstone Infusion bad enough that I'd rather just get the point in. We'll see if they attack. They might want to try to. It's sensible for them to attack, but they might, because I have a menace creature, they might make the choice to leave 2 creatures back, and then now they're going to attack, which is reasonable. But then Furious Bellow is going to get real nice. Oh. Sprouting Goblin, not exactly changing the game here, but they have spells to cast. It seems like they do. Okay, that is more than fine. Mm-hmm. Well, they're hitting their land drops, making me nervous. I got a bunch of colors. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you badgered me, dog. Consider me badgered. Oh, they get to make 2/1/1s. That's kind of bad. Okay. How do I want to do this? I don't really want to attack with both right now. I just trade this Sprouting Goblin for my. I mean, I could cast the Furious Bellow on it, but do I want to trade the Furious Bellow for the 2 soldier tokens? The other problem is, though, what else am I going to do? Rona's Vortex is going to be nice here in a second. I could attack with both, and then when they double block, I do the Warhost Frenzy, and then just like trade. I'll get like 4 in, and then like cycle. It's okay. I actually think I will all attack, and then Furious Bellow, because I do want to set up the Warhost Frenzy. Oh, they're just going to let me do it. Okay. So do I want to wait? Do I want to get 2 damage in, 2 additional damage in, or do I want to wait and get the Rona's Vortex? I think I'm going to get the 2 damage in. Because depending on how this goes, I can like really like flip the script on him and get a bunch of damage in. Like I have the potential to get a ton of surprise damage in right now, depending on what they do. If they cast like the 7/7 gain 5, though, I'd probably just lose the game. You serve. Okay. What could this be? Do I just Vortex that? I'm taking 7, 8, 9. I'll go to 5. This saves me like 7 life and gets their creature off the board. But then I like lose my best means of punching through damage. Whereas I could do 1, 2. How much could I do next turn if they like if they play like a blocker and then I bounce it? So this is hang on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I see no reason to do this. They can't hit me for 5 out of nowhere, right? Not that I'm aware of. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I go to 5. They're at 9. I can hit him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I can hit him for 9 next turn. Plus, I got a bounce in my hand. Yeah. Guy's getting impatient with me. Sorry, I took 2 seconds to think at a critical moment of the game. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd go for it. Do you have another spell? Oh, well, there's an option. So I can, if I were to cast Balmor and then cast like Furious Bellow, that would do it too, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it would be a little less all in than me just going like Warhost Frenzy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I still have to, because Warhost Frenzy doesn't actually even do it. Well, I'd have to like cast Warhost Frenzy and then pump once. Whereas if I cast Balmor and then cast Furious Bellow, it's basically the same. Maybe make sure that's right. Yeah, so Balmor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. And then I actually have a block for the follow-up. Right. Got something for me? Probably should have done on this guy. That's fine. No. Gotta give him the rub-ins. Gotta give him the rub-ins. I don't like when people are rude. All right. 6-2, on to the last match. All right, last match, round 9. This is it. Opponent goes first, but I have a good hand. Start with the eyelet. Oh, the mirror. What up? Do I just jam amplifier here? I don't think so. So part of me doesn't want to just run Balmor out because I am playing against blue-red and there's a good chance it just eats it. Then again, there's no no, there is Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike does exist. But the amplifier is going to need like additional spells to attack. So I don't want to just jam that. So we'll just make them have it. I never know what to say when people are like nice to your play. It's like, yeah, I played a card. I mean, it's more polite than somebody being rude, you know. So, but I'm just like, I don't know what to say to you. Okay. All right. Get him for 1. Got Kabu. Well, I like my spot. Opponent's hand's good too. Oh, this is a bad sign. Oh. That's a good card. Okay. Kind of a shame. That's all right. Ooh, now I need mana. I have good tools. I just need a couple land. Oh, okay. I'll do. I'm tempted to impede momentum the turtle. Or I could just cast Amplifier. The thing is, if I draw another land, then I can like cast Amplifier with the bounce. So maybe it's better for me to cast something else this turn. And if I impede momentum the turtle, I can like attack with like multiple creatures. I think the game will be over by the time that comes back. Right? Alternatively, I could Rona's Vortex the turtle, keep up Essence Scatter. Yeah, I think that's better actually. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because now I have so many tempo plays I can make. Yeah, great. Uh, do I just infuse this so I can get in for 5? I don't know. Well, I can get in for 4 anyways without it. Like this adds 2 damage to this, but I could just tap this, right? Then again, if they have a Flowstone infusion of their own, well, it's about the same. I just think saving the amplifier, like saving this amplifier to get the bounce off, is actually pretty good. Right? Maybe it's not good enough, though. Maybe it's actually better to just cast it. Actually, yeah, that seems correct to me. So first we'll attack. Because I could just cast Amplifier, and then on next turn I could like impede momentum and Flowstone infusion. Okay, yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine too. Okay. A lot of mana. Yeah. What's this, Ward 2? Oh. That's your whole hand. So if I impede momentum, pay the ward, that they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unless they block. Yeah, so hang on. Bottom. This is a potentially lethal attack. No blocks. Oh, I'm so glad I get to win with the pump on this card. That's so satisfying to win with the pump on Flowstone Infusion. That card really impressed me this draft, by the way. Really excellent. I was worried that I was valuing it too high because I mean it is ultimately just a shock, and it's kind of an awkward shock because it has a power pump. But I would argue that the power pump actually makes it better than standard shock because most of the time when you're casting a shock, like your target dies anyways. It's very rare that like you shock something and the fact that it has power remaining is like still relevant. Like whether even if it's like you attack one of your creatures into it and then like the creature's bounce and then you shock it afterwards or something. Like it's just like it's so rare that like power pumping your opponent's creature when you're trying to get the damage in is like damage is actually relevant, and then being able to like make like that kind of a play right there, really choice, really like the card. That was sweet. This deck was great. I loved it. I loved it. Let's take a look. Let's, we got a nice like 7 and 2 here. Let's do a little deck retrospective here. Claim my prize. Got a Mastery Orb, a Delver. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Really liked the deck. Again, I mean, you guys know me. I mean, I was complaining about like sequencing and all that kind of stuff. It's not that when when I talk about that kind of stuff, it's not that I think that it's like when I talk about things being good or bad, it doesn't necessarily mean unplayable. I think it is just important to be realistic about what the flaws are in what you're doing so that you know how to mitigate those and plan for them. Every strategy is flawed, and I know I kind of like hyper focus on the flaws sometimes, but like that's how you lose. Like everybody's like doing powerful stuff, but like where are you weak? How are people going to kill you? How is your deck going to fail? That's the kind of thing that you need to like think about to like modify like your individual deck choices. So Amplifier actually kind of surprised me. It was pretty decent, little beater, even though I never actually bounced it. Just being like a 3/2 beater was fine. So this card was a little bit better than I anticipated it to be. And having the option to bounce, even though I never saw it do that, would have been good. Haunting Figment never really did its thing, though it could have. It could have, but less impressive. Pixie Illusionista also was a little weak, though it did help me cast some things. The mana on this was more awkward than I expected. I mean, I goofed it once on my own, but then there were like multiple times where I actually still didn't have the mana to cast it. Card's good, though. Micromancer really impressed me. Again, it's like when it's finding your Flowstone infusions in your Rona's Vortex. And so Rona's Vortex, so now this is an interesting card. I think that bounce in general in the set is not amazing because there's so many kicker creatures. Like you're really just giving your opponent like a lot of opportunity to buy back kicker costs. But when you're tempo oriented enough, it doesn't really matter. Like that's why I don't think that this is like an amazing control card, right? Because in a control deck, you really, really, really want to be paying the back half, like the kicker cost. At which point, this is like a fine removal spell. It's like a little worse probably than whatever the 4 mana black removal spell is. Maybe a little bit better. I guess the versatility is there. It's just that like a slower defensive deck just doesn't care about the bounce. I think bounce is like extra bad in this set, and like a slower defensive deck doesn't care about it, so it becomes this like kind of multicolor removal spell. But in my deck, where like it was like actually like I was trying to apply pressure, and there was a lot of value to casting cheap spells to pump my team and force a bunch of damage through, it ended up being really nice. Again, Illusionist was kind of weak. I liked Sprouting Goblin. This was pretty good. This was pretty good, even if I goofed it that one time. Like, I think I lost the games where I was like trying to get gas from it, but like it was like keeping me more in the game than like other spells might have. Also, just being a 2-drop and finding me land sometime. Never really got to get. This is one of my better cards. Never really got to cast it, but it was fine. Same with this guy. Belmore, I got a couple uses out of. Obviously great. Najal, the copying was really good. Yeah, overall my card quality was like really pretty high. Warhorse Frenzy was probably the card that like disappointed the most, even though I did get to alpha with it a little bit. It was just kind of less important than I thought it would have been. Like, I don't know, it's possible. It's possible even something like Furious Bellow might have been better. Just like it was just pumping up one target. I don't know about that because this was kind of nice, but like these Trumpet Blasts are just Trumpet Blast is awkward, you know. I'm glad I didn't play the Timely Interference. I didn't care about that card. I think I built well of the options that I had. I think I built well. Could have played the Hammer Hand, but not. Like I said, it's so important that like when your cards care about that many sorceries and instants that you don't like have non-sorcery and instant cards that you're fooling around with. Even the sorceries and instants that like I can't even play proactively, like Essence Scatter. Even these are a problem when they're like counter synergistic to what you're doing, right? Even though I think it was good for me to play the Essence Scatter, I absolutely should if it was important. But yeah, so nice little tempo deck, kind of thing I like doing. So let's claim my prizes. Look at this. Make it rain. I'm gonna open some packs here. Oh, I can't just go straight from here to open packs. Okay. I have 8 packs. I'm gonna open all of these, so if you don't want to watch all this stuff, I'm just gonna tell you now. But is this card good for each basic land type? So if you got 3 or 4, well, you make 3 3/3s. I mean, that like that's really good. 4 3/3s is insane. 5 is win the game, you know. Discard Herb Migration, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle, you gain 3 life. The 3 life on that's really nice. It kind of like helps offset the fact that you're just like, I really, really don't like spells like Impulse or whatever that all they do is they just like fiddle with your resources. I don't like spending my mana on just like screwing around with things. Unless you have to, of course. This is kind of a good card for that because like being able to like fix and just operate as a mana source is like a really powerful thing to be on your 7 mana finisher spell. So I really like this card. This is a good first pick card, I think. Typically 7 drops, they have to be really good for me to be into it, but it has this like it has the nice channel ability. It's channel, right? And it's just like it does like everything. It's any basic gain life. I'm into it. Beyond that, the rest of this pack's bad. Maybe the Coral Colony. I think if you're going to get into the Defender deck, you have to start with a couple of the good Defender payoffs because they're uncommon and they're so pivotal to what you're doing. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing this a lot over the course of the format. We'll see. All right, we got 3 on Portal. Tap lands control 2 for your other lands. Choose a basic land type. Is it just one life to activate? This probably isn't good for limited, right? Like, it's like okay, but like when you're like going through packs, like all the packs have like multicolor lands that like kind of do the same thing. Yes, it is any land type, but that 1 life is really painful. That's really painful. So even though this is like any color fixing and it like can enter the battlefield untapped, I don't know. I'm not super high on it. It's probably fine, but this is in constructed. This is more reasonable in limited. I just say I think it's a little too painful and a little too unnecessary. I'd probably take Tear Asunder maybe, a removal spell that like can get rid of like just about anything. You like you got a splash to like make it really good, but I think that's fine. Again, I talked a little bit previously about just being able to like target artifacts or enchantments that are problematic that you would be able to target otherwise, and then this also works as creature removal. I'm into it. I don't think Roan is amazing. it's gonna have to be good to be better than Lightning Strike. Is this it? Tap an untapped non-token artifact to control add green. No, this is a constructed card. You just don't get enough artifacts, I don't think. There's just really not a lot of artifacts in the set. There's like a couple, like, I think there's like a couple of like the defender creatures. There's a couple equipment. There's like a meteorite. There are some artifacts, but like, this is far from free. I see no reason to try to build around this. Knight of Dust Shadow is really good. That's probably what I would take if it wasn't for the Lightning Strike. 2/2 Menace for 2. Opponents can't gain life is actually a beating, especially if you're an aggro deck, and it's got the Shade ability. Really solid 2-drop. And if a set that I think having really solid 2-drops is important, I think I take the Lightning Strike. I think I like Lightning Strike there. Or Spawn of Turd. Probably not. No, not enough soldiers. Unless I like even look at this. Like we get knights, we got druids, warriors. Just not enough. There's like these creature type lords. It just doesn't seem like the creature types are supported enough within the set. I like that they printed them for like constructed purposes. I'm saying that a lot, but I mean it's just true. Like I like that they printed it for constructed purposes, but I'm not crazy about them in limited. If you find yourself with a bunch of soldiers, you could pick this up. But I'm not going to try to go for it. I don't like Urg. I think for a black-green spell, it's okay. 5 toughness is fat. You can like sacrifice some lands, I guess, and like power pump and gain life. But like the fact that it's like such a weenie until you like get cards in your graveyard, maybe I'm underrating it. It gives you like a scry every turn. 5 toughness, but the mana cost, black-green. If I'm doing the thing, I'll go into it. This card's like not something that's gonna like. If I'm playing black-green, I'll go for it, or already like intending on splashing, but I'm not gonna like lean into this. Otherwise, this pack's like kind of bad. Like the Barkweave Crusher, maybe. I mean, this card's not incredible either, but I'd probably Steel Crusher actually. Just a 2/2 enlist with the artifact destroy ability. Why not? Yeah, Molten Tributary maybe. Wheat Pack. Oh. Okay, so this is easily Defiler Flesh. All of these cards are so good. I mean, they're all just like undercosted giant monsters that also have like additional abilities when you cast other spells, and then also make it super easy to cast your other spells. Like they're incredible, so good. So this is an easy first pick. This card's a slam. I just got to think for Phyrexians too. Look at this thing; it's horrifying. It's like a Pegasus sort of like stapled. It doesn't have flying. It has menace, but it's definitely riding like a Pegasus. It's kind of weird. Other than that, is this card good? Draw a card and discard a card. If you discard an instant, each opponent loses 1 life. So kind of counter synergy because like you don't want to discard your sweet spells with your looters. Like that's the opposite of what you want to do with your looters, even if they drain. And then you can like turn it into one other spell. This card's okay. It's pretty like it's a multicolored looter basically that you can turn into a spell later. Again, there's a lot of these multicolored cards like this where it's like if I am like looking like those colors, I'm interested in it, but I'm not gonna like pick this highly, try to do the thing or anything like that. I'm much more interested in picking something like Monstrous Warleech, where it's like actually a reasonable card if I don't kick it. Plus it has like the kicker for the extra value, but I could just like play this reliably on its own, and this card really impressed me in my first draft. Granted, I had the 8 mana. I was playing the 8 mana creature, but there are like multiple high converted mana cost creatures in this set. Like this probably pairs with a bunch of colors. I mean, there's one in red, there's one in blue, there's one in green. There might even be a white one. Honestly, I don't know. So I think I would take Defiler Leech. Well, and then actually probably one of the red spells over any of the rest of this. It's possible that one of the red spells is better than Leech there too. What is this? I don't get no. I just accidentally opened all of them. That's okay. That's gone on for long enough. Cool. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. This is a nice successful one. I wasn't sure I was going to get there, but 7-2, I will absolutely take it. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying the set. It seems pretty good. I'll have to see like how much replayability there is in it. Like, how do I say this? I was thinking that like going into this because there's like so many like different kicker costs that like your decks could have like a ton of different configurations. I'm hoping that it doesn't end up with like a lot of multicolor soup decks. Though my deck was just like a focused 2-color deck. So I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic that this is going to be a solid set. So yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.